Hey, what's up everybody? Shelby here from Superior Credit Experts, and today we're going to talk about trade lines and how important they are to have trade lines. Trade lines, or piggybacking is an old term for it, are accounts that you can add onto your credit report to help boost your score. It's like a credit hack, you know what I mean? So when you see a lot of ads saying, oh, you can add or refer a friend or add an authorized user, especially when you guys are signing up for like Daily Federal, right? Or you're getting a credit card through Capital One or any other credit provider, they always insinuate or they try to get you guys to add authorized user because, you know, it can help, you know, a family member or someone that lives in your household boost their credit score so that that way they can apply and get approved for the credit card with the lender. So it's pretty much the exact same thing. Trade lines is when you add a person. It could be a friend, a family, or you could just even do trade lines as for a small business side hustle. But it's when you can add a person as an authorized user to your card, and then it helps the authorized user score boost depending on, you know, the age of the credit, right? So how long you've actually had this account open and it's been in good standing, and also the credit limit, right? So, for example, let's say you guys have like $20,000 in student loan debt, right? And that is something that you are working on. You're doing the snowball effect and you're trying to pay off your student loans, but it's still not enough because everyone knows even with you paying your student loans off, it's not guaranteed that your score will actually go up. Paying student loans off is actually kind of like paying off a collection, so it really doesn't, they're not obligated to give you any points, right? So, then you say, hey, you know, my grandma or my mom or my friend or my boyfriend, my girlfriend, they have been with American Express, they have been with Capital One, they have been with maybe Federal Credit Union, have had these cards for about 5 years or more, right? And they have excellent payment history. And also, you know that your friend or family has a credit limit. Let's say the credit limit is $100,000, right? Or let's not be so drastic. Let's say it's about 30K, right? So what you want to do is once you're added as an authorized user onto the account, onto the credit account, then what happens is it's kind of like a debt to income ratio thing that goes on, right, with your credit. So you have $20,000 reporting as debt, and then you now are added as an authorized user to your family or friend's card, and now you have $30,000 worth of credit, right? So you now have about $10K worth of credit availability, we would say, and that will actually help boost your score. So that's kind of like how the, you know, credit hack or how the system, the algorithm reads it. So your debt to credit ratio will actually be like lower because you have more available credit than you do debt, which means technically if you really wanted to, you can pay off the $20,000 student loans with just that one credit card by you being an authorized user on that account, right? So that's why trade lines can definitely boost your score. That's like the algorithm of it. So let me tell you what I could do for you, or before we even get into that, let me tell you the difference between a primary trade line and an authorized user, right? So we went over an authorized user trade line, and that's when you're added as authorized user, literally, onto one of your family or friends' account. And then I want to go into primary lines because I know you guys who are in the credit world and you've been trying to build your credit, you actually have heard the term primary lines or primary trade lines. Well, primary trade lines is exactly what it is. It is primarily your account. So if you have signed up for a Capital One credit card, right, that is technically a primary trade line, right? So you do hear some credit repair companies or credit repair agencies say, hey, we have primary trade lines available. And that's great. And a lot of the times what happens is when you get yourself a primary trade line, that's, you know, usually adding like, let's say a My Jewelry Club account, or even sometimes it could be like business accounts. So it could be like Uline, you know, you can kind of add yourself on there too. So those are technically personal or primary trade lines. And so when a credit repair agency or someone who sells trade lines, a trade line agency is saying, hey, we have primary lines available, you actually want to go with the primary trade lines over the authorized user trade lines, and I'll tell you why. So the primary lines will hit your credit much higher, okay? It will give you a much higher score or boost to your credit score versus the authorized user, because it's your primary line. So you are the owner of this account. You are the primary person who is responsible for it and how it's reporting, right? Primary lines, like for example, if you did My Jewelry Club or something in that category, they actually will report to the credit report, credit bureaus that you have, let's say for example, $10,000 worth of credit availability for this primary line. So the thing about primary trade lines is a lot of the times you don't really get a physical card in the mail, right? So it's different from getting a credit card. You can get a credit card, so a credit card is technically a primary trade line, but for a credit hack, what we're talking about, or for a credit boost, a primary line will actually, you won't physically get anything in the mail or any type of like number you can use, okay? A lot of the times it's like a website that you can shop online with. And then once you've shopped like at least $100 to $200 on their website, then they will report to the credit bureaus that you have X amount of thousands of dollars worth of credit line, credit availability that you are able to use to the credit bureaus and to the credit report. And then what happens is it boosts your score. So let me give you an example. So for My Jewelry Club, I'm just using them as an example because they're very popular. So My Jewelry Club, you can go online and apply, and then they would, once you apply, then they would do a soft pull. A lot of times they do a soft pull through TransUnion. And so once you apply for the primary trade line with them, then they say, okay, we will report to the credit bureaus that you have $10,000 worth of credit availability with our company, My Jewelry Club, okay? X, Y, and Z Jewelry Club. However, in order for us to start that process, we request that you spend at least $200 with our company, buy a watch, buy a necklace, do whatever you want, a ring or some sort, something off of our website that we can start this credit line with, okay? And you want to do your due diligence, and you want to go ahead and pay or buy $200 worth of merchandise through that website, and just to get that credit line added to your credit report. And that is what a primary trade line is, okay? It's literally you having like an alliance, if you want to think, with a already online company, and then you would just spend, or you would just support their business, and they will go ahead and report this credit availability. And you can actually use it through their website. So you think of it like store credit, and they will report that credit availability to the credit bureaus, which will help boost your score. So because it's a primary trade line, you are actually entitled to it, right? So you are responsible for that. And versus an authorized user, it is exactly what it is. You're an authorized user. You're not the primary account holder, okay? So your score increase may be about 20 to 30 points with an authorized user. Could be more. I've even seen as high as 100 points with an authorized user. Or it could be double that by using a primary trade line, okay? So how I can help you guys is that I have both authorized users and primary trade line accounts that I can add you guys to using my system, all right? So if you are, you have little to no credit, you're trying to build your credit, you've already did your credit repair yourself, so you DIY'd it, or you've already went through a credit repair process with a different agency, and now you're at a point to where you actually need a credit boost, like you're trying to build your credit, doing a secure credit line is not enough. Even sometimes adding like 1 or 2 authorized user trade lines is not enough. It's a-okay. So you can come over here, you can text hashtag trade lines, okay, to 954-303-4688. Visit my website, powermycredit.com, because I definitely talk about I have a trade line package on the website. And then we can go ahead and add some trade lines in there. And also, I want to let you guys in on a little secret. Adding 1 or 2 or 3 authorized user trade lines is not enough, okay? The algorithm has definitely changed, and it changes every year. So if you're gonna do authorized user trade lines, I advise that you at least do 5 to 6 authorized user trade lines and 2 primary trade lines, okay? So you can see a drastic change. So if you're in the low 600s, you're trying to get to that 750 or even higher, then you need to like follow that plan, okay? Get you 5 to 6, 4 to 5, 4, 5 or 6 authorized users trade lines, and then you need to get 2 to 3 primary trade lines, okay? So that's kind of how like the algorithm is working right now, especially at the beginning of 2022. If anything changes, you guys know I will definitely let you guys know, all right? So I hope this information was, helpful, and I hope I explained what authorized users, the difference between authorized user trade lines and primary trade lines. And if you guys need more information, or you want some trade lines now, or you need help, okay, make sure you text me. Obviously I always have the information down below. And go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe for me on my YouTube channel. If you like this video and it was informational, give me a like, all right? I really appreciate you guys' time. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.